What's up, y'all, and thanks for stopping by the Search T channel. I am Search T. Let's get through this and let's get it over with. Rundown and thoughts for the 27th of September 2021. And this is Monday Night Raw. And I don't know if any of you noticed, but I noticed that they removed Ric Flair's woo from the WWE intro. I was wondering when that was going to happen, and finally did because of the controversy and whatever. I haven't read into it. I know that he said had made some comments during for the I guess for the Dark Side of the Ring video because I haven't seen that episode yet, talking about the plane ride from hell. But whatever, you reap what you sow. You know when you say that shit and you're connected to WWE, things can happen. You can get fined or whatever they did to Ric Flair. I guess they removed. Also, I've heard they removed a show that he had on the network and or should I say on the Peacock thing network, whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but let's move on. WWE Championship match. Big E defends against the challenger Bobby Lashley and Shelton and Benjamin, that is, and Cedric Alexander come down and they are in Hurt Business attire. And then Wiz and Kingston comes out to even the odds because they look like they're gonna interfere in the match, and you know they totally fight outside the ring, and then it goes inside the ring. They disrupt the match, and it's thrown out. Disqualification. And then Adam Pearce comes out and announces that the WWE Championship match will restart later on inside a steel cage. I thought for a minute there they were going to have a six-man tag team match because Raw usually does that, but Raw actually did the right thing for a change and not turn a match that goes crazy, out of control, and then they say, okay, let's just put all of them in one match, and they didn't do that because if they would have done that, it would have been the same kind of a match that they had at thing at Extreme Rules. Now Eric, accompanied by Ivar, takes on Angel Garza with Carrillo in his corner, and a wing clipper puts Eric away, and Angel Garza again, wins the match. Reggie defends the 24/7 title match against Ricochet, and they were doing what looked like they were doing a damn ballet, a gymnastics fest, much like Ricochet's match with Will Ospreay. I couldn't stand. I watched it. While it was just a bunch of guys flipping around, and it ends in a DQ as R-Truth and company attack. And what is this? An interference resulting in DQ finishes. It was two matches in a row. Was this going to be the trend for Raw? And then Tozawa calls out anyone to have a match with, and it's Keith Bearcat Lee. And he comes out with a frown and a mean look on his face, and it's supposed to put fear in everybody, and it's supposed to let us know that Keith Lee, it means business. Well, is this how the best that WWE has for Keith Lee? He's been out how long now? They were saying that it was COVID and then other things, and then he beats Tozawa with a Big Bang Catastrophe. That's the name of his finisher. I guess that was the name, but I don't know why they were talking about him as if he was somebody different. Bearcat Lee, that's all the best you have for him. One of the best big men that you have that moves like a Tozawa. You can see that he's going to end up going back to catering again. Now, the U.S. title match, Priest versus Sheamus defending against him, and a reckoning puts Sheamus away, and then Priest retains and still is your U.S. champ. So is thing now gonna finally get put in the back burner? I mean, like I said on my Extreme Rules thing, is Sheamus gonna finally just say enough already? I'm just gonna go somewhere else and challenge somebody else. Challenge for another title. Hopefully, I get. He's only going to hope to get what do you call that? To get drafted to SmackDown and maybe go for the IC title or maybe try for the Universal title. Now, six-man tag match. Ali, Mansoor, and Jeff Hardy versus Jinder, Veer, and Shanky. I like how teams who no one gives a shit about scream the loudest and act all mean and tough. That's what Jinder and his boys were doing. Like nobody cares, you know. Nobody. There's a little bit, a smidgen of like a chance I was given Jinder, and then now he's just back into being. This is his version of what do you call it, of 3MB. Like nobody cares about him. Nobody. I've been. I gotta tell you something about Veer. The guy can go in the ring. I see shades of greatness there in the sense that if they put him with a manager, he kind of reminds me of Umaga. If they put him with a serious manager, somebody that can, you know, forget about what do you call it, Shanky and Jinder. You know, he does a lariat on Ali, and this totally just, pretty much just clotheslined him out of his boots and pinned him and got a win for him in Jinder and Shanky. But I see something there with Veer. If you just put him with a manager or you give him a little gimmick tweak, like I said, he reminds me of Umaga. He's got that intensity. He's got the stiffness when he hits you. He hits you with stiff shots. He hits you with sharp kicks, and he's just like really somebody. Like I said, there's something there that they could work with. You know, I I don't know. I don't have no hope for Shanky, and it's definitely no more hope for Jinder. And oh no, Karrion Cross talks again. I hope he gets back in the ring. That's what I was saying. Stop talking backstage, you know. And then he does, and then he keeps his demolition cosplay act going. He takes on Riker, and Saxon says that Cross has been undefeated since arriving on Raw. You must be saying after he took that loss in his first match from Jeff Hardy, and then he's undefeated. Because yeah, that's actually the case, but no, not completely, because he lost in his first match. And then he beats Riker, of course. Saito suplex, and then he does the whole, you know, what's that move that he does? He puts him to sleep with his sleeper hold, with his, and that's it. I didn't like the fact that he was yelling at him, saying, "Come on, Marine! Come on, Marine!" It's like, man, fuck you, WWE. Don't fucking be, making somebody say shit like that in that kind of a way. Really. I wonder if you were ever in the military there, Cross. Uh, from what I've read about Riker, a lot of people, some enemies don't like him because of his religious stuff. Like he always wants to just talk about God, and people get offended by that. And some other things, I don't know what it is. But like myself, he and I have one thing in common. Not a pro wrestler, but he and I were both Marines, and I don't know, really. But I wasn't gonna pump him up or anything because Riker's not gonna win. They're gonna they're now looking to build Karrion Cross now finally, and hopefully they keep doing this because then there's gonna be hope for him. If not, there's always a line there in catering. There's always a spot there in catering for Karrion Cross. Now, Dude drops backstage. He steps up to the challenge of Charlotte because she has an open challenge for her Raw Women's title. Okay. Then Riddle versus AJ Styles, and then AJ Styles hits a burning hammer into a Styles clash, and Riddle is on the losing end. Good, because I can't stand him. He's annoying as fuck. Now, Doudrop versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's title. And wow, it ain't Eva Marie, because what a waste of time she is. Because shouldn't she be in this spot? I mean, from what WWE is talking about and all the hype of her coming back, wouldn't she be in this spot right now? No. But then Eva Marie does distract Doudrop, and she pays for it in a natural selection from Charlotte, and she wins her match, and she levels the waste of space Eva Marie because she's in there putting her hands up because she did absolutely nothing. At least Charlotte won the match. She should put her hand up. But no, Eva Marie's doing that, so Charlotte pretty much makes her pay for it and levels her with a clothesline. And we then see backstage or interview from his home, Goldberg, the Hall of Famer. And then pretty much he just says, you hurt my son, and I will hurt you even bad. And if I'm lucky, I will kill you. I'm like, okay, Goldberg, you threaten a person on live TV. That's smart. You ain't gonna actually do it. Of course not. Don't look at me like I'm stupid. But the way he said it was just like, kind of like it was serious. Like, there's some crazy people out there that might think you're being serious. And you're like, oh shit, better better keep our eye on this guy, you know. But when's that gonna happen? At Crown Jewel? Yeah, because that would make Crown Jewel even more interesting to watch. Not because I'm not gonna watch it. And then Eva Marie is still in the ring, and oh Eva Marie, you're not gonna get that opportunity, nor would you have won the title. Now, I may have issues with Charlotte, but ma'am, you are not in her league, and anyone's league for that matter. And then she has the nerve to say that she can beat anyone in that locker room. And then, well, Shayna comes out and makes me love her even more because she puts that waste of space to sleep with a cute foot of clutch and destroys her like she did Nia Jax. And a lovely chant comes out. One more time. Everybody's chanting one more time. It rings out all around the arena. And then WWE decides to pipe in boos for Shayna Baszler. It's so annoying because no one likes Eva. And even last week, they didn't say one more time on Nia. And she can also be kind of hated at times. I've grown to like accept her and everything like that. Yeah, she still does the things that she does, but she's gotten better. But from what I hear, from what I read, I saw a thing that said that she's out indefinitely, off TV indefinitely. I don't know if it's part of this injury angle, but if they say that, it's not. I don't think they said that there was an injury. They didn't even give an update on her. Are they finally punishing her for the stuff that she's been doing in the ring? I don't know. Now, Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley are backstage talking about why they're champions and how they were able to do that. They're opposites. Rhea goes, oh, opposites attract. And then Nikki Ash is trying to talk of her superhero nonsense. I think she was coming up for names, but I really didn't. I wasn't listening. And now, again, the second WWE title match in a steel cage match. In a steel cage, I say. And Lashley made sure to batter and beat Big E outside the ring before the match started. Now, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander do come out and they try to interfere. But as they are doing that, the New Day come out and they even things out and they are taking it to them and making sure that they're not going to stick their nose in Big E's business. And then they are ejected during the break. As we come back, they're gone. So both those guys, the two teams, New Day and Shelton Benjamin and then Cedric Alexander were kicked out, ejected. Because it's like, just because it's still cage match doesn't mean that those guys are going to keep kept out. They can fucking climb over things. Like when people, it's like a whole thing with the no disqualification match or something like that, right? And they go, something like that. So no one will, what was that thing? Where it's like, it's like if it's a one-on-one match and if your partner interferes, the other person is going to win the match. And they only say specifically that his partner, but then you always see someone different coming in to interfere on that person's behalf. It's like, they never get that right, or that's just how it's written, But Lashley, he nearly gets out the door. Big E delivers the big ending, and incredibly, Lashley kicks out. And then Big E decides, you know what, I'm going to go for what I tried to go for earlier, a big ending off of Lashley was on the top turnbuckle, but Big E was sitting on the top turnbuckle as he lifted him up on the shoulders, standing on the second turnbuckle. And then he delivers the big ending. Quite impressive. But Big E's strong, 285 pounds. The guy's, power lifter. That was his thing before he came to WWE. And he nails it. He delivers it. And then he pins Bobby Lashley. So this is definitely going to be Bobby Lashley's last shot. This was his challenge. This was his rematch. And then we hear McIntyre's music hit. And I guess he's going to be the one to challenge him next. And I guess this means that Bobby Lashley can move on and face Goldberg. And as like I said, it's probably going to be at Crown Jewel. And it's going to be a second reason. I'll say a third reason for me not to watch that match. Not to watch it. Well, I should say two. Like I said, I made my explanation on my Extreme Rules why I'm not going to watch it because I hate any of those. Like I'll say it again, I hate any of those special events that they have in Saudi Arabia or like that because I can't stand looking across and watching while you see the royal family there that don't give a fuck about the event, just sitting there on their hands and not reacting. You know, you can see their kids are. You can see people all around doing it, but if you have that damn view that we always have when we're watching guys in the ring, and then they're right there, like totally takes you out of it. But anyway, that was my rundown of thoughts on Raw. You know, it was real bad last week, but Raw still, you know, there's just things there that just still make it like it's not watchable. You know, at least I could kind of watch it this week, but I'm still going, why? How come this? Why did he do this? Why did he do that? It looks like they are putting a little bit, there's a little bit of effort in the matches, and it's like I said, it could have easily been the first thing with the WWE match, the first match. It could have easily turned into a six-man tag team match. That's what they always do. They didn't do that. I'm like, okay, that was okay, that was good. And then and then the way it ended, Big E comes out on top. You know, looks like he's not going to be a transitional champion. They're going to keep him with the title. Let's see what happens with the draft this Friday, if it's going to change anything. They kept talking about that, harking on it the whole damn time. You know, and also, thing is about Eva Marie, they need to reserve that spot, that table, that spot there in catering. Send her off over there. Keep her on main event. Keep her on superstars, because she's a wasted damn. She's a waste of time. And she's somebody who's like that Eva Marie evolution thing experiment. It failed. That's my opinion, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel like you could see it in the arena. Nobody cares about her. You can see it. Like I said, I'm not gonna say Raw was any better or good, but I can say, to give them a little bit of something, last week was awful. It was worse than Raw this week, but Raw wasn't any better. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean. But you know, the only bright spot, like I said, I like Big E as a WWE champion. I like how he gets it done in the ring. You know, when you see those two idiots, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, acting like fools behind him, he's being serious. You know, but like I said, Raw is Raw, and if those of you who watch my videos, you know my opinion about Raw. It never changes, and this hasn't changed. But anyway, that's my video. So for those of you who stopped by, check it out. I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.